This is the question from GATE 2020 physics question paper, and we will talk about a classical mechanics question. The question is question number 25. If a particle is moving a sinusoidal curve, the number of degrees of freedom of the particle is how much? So before going to the answer of this question, we have to know that what is the expression for the number of degrees of freedom of any particle. The number of degrees of freedom, DOF, degrees of freedom, it can be written as like 3 into n minus k, where n is number of particles in the system we are considering, and k is number of constraints giving on the system. So here you can see that the n is the number of particle, and when we are considering this question, in this question the question is telling that one particle is moving in sinusoidal curve, and what will be the number of degrees of freedom for that particular particle. So that means for this question our n is 1, that means only one number of particle is there in the system. Now coming to the k value, what will be the k value for that system? It is showing that this particle, whatever we are talking about, this particle is moving in a sinusoidal curve. That means let's say it is x-axis and it is y-axis, and it is moving in a sinusoidal curve path. So that means the first constant will be like the particle should move in the path direction y equals to, let's say, a sin x. So in that expression they should move. This is the first constant, and the second constant should be z equals to 0, because the particle is moving in the xy plane only through the sinusoidal path, and there is no z axis in that motion. So that's why z equals to 0 will be the one constant, and the other constant will be y equals to a sin x. So that means there will be two number of constant for that system. Now if I just put these values, n equals to 1 and k equals to 2 in the degrees of freedom calculation, then it will be like 3 into 1 minus 2. That means 3 minus 2, which is 1. So the degrees of freedom of a particle which is moving in a sinusoidal curve, it has the value 1. Okay. So for this question the answer will be 1. And if a particle is moving a sinusoidal curve, the number of degrees of freedom of the particle is 1, because it is 3 into 1 minus 2, which is 1.